Imagine this. Your kitchen faucet has been dripping for 3 straight days. Drip, drip, drip. At 2 in the morning, in complete silence. At some point, you stop hearing it with your ears and start hearing it directly in your soul. So eventually you call a plumber. Reasonable, mature, responsible. But then your neighbor walks over. Flip-flops, coffee mug, zero urgency. He crawls under the sink like he's entering a cave in an adventure movie. A few metal sounds, one confused, huh. Then silence. The dripping stops. 20 minutes. Problem solved. And now you're standing there wondering, how do people like this even exist? Because we've all met them. The people who can fix literally anything. Broken sink? Done. Weird car noise? Handled. Wi-Fi not working? Somehow fixed by unplugging one mysterious cable and staring at the router like they're negotiating with it psychologically. And here's the strange part. Most people think this ability is about tools. It's not. It's psychology. The people who fix everything usually share 6 mental traits, and one of them completely changes how they experience problems, stress, failure, honestly, life in general. But stay with me, because in a few minutes, I'm going to show you a neuroscience concept that explains why some people walk into a completely unfamiliar situation and somehow don't panic. It looks like confidence, but it's actually something much deeper. So before we dive in, hit like, subscribe, and let's get into it. Trait number 1. They don't panic when things get messy. Picture this. A kid takes apart an alarm clock, completely. Tiny screws everywhere, metal pieces on the floor, springs launching into another dimension. Most kids? Immediate regret. They're already preparing a courtroom defense speech for their parents. But some kids react differently. They become curious. They're not thinking, oh no, it's broken. They're thinking, wait, how does this thing actually work? Psychologists call this tolerance for uncertainty, the ability to stay mentally calm when things are confusing, unfamiliar, or incomplete. And honestly, this trait affects way more than broken appliances, because life itself is basically one long, confusing IKEA instruction manual with missing pages. Relationships, careers, money, health. Nobody really knows what they're doing all the time. Some people just tolerate uncertainty better. Most people experience chaos and immediately want escape. People who fix things experience chaos and think, okay, let's look at this. That tiny difference changes their entire life. Albert Bandura, one of the most influential psychologists ever, called this self-efficacy. Basically, the belief that you can figure things out even before you know how. Not certainty, belief. That's important, because confident people are not people who never feel lost. They're people who don't immediately surrender when they do. Trait number 2. They see systems instead of isolated problems. This is where things get really interesting. Most people look at a car and see car. People with systems thinking see engine, fuel, electrical system, cooling system, connections between all of them. Different mental model entirely. And once you notice this trait, you start seeing it everywhere. Not just with mechanics, in relationships too. For example, most people argue like this. You said this, I got upset, end of story. Systems thinkers ask, okay, what caused the reaction behind the reaction? Different level of thinking. They naturally look for patterns and connections. I once knew a woman who repaired her washing machine 3 separate times instead of replacing it. Everyone told her she was crazy, but when I asked how she kept figuring it out, she said something brilliant. I just look for where the chain breaks. That's systems thinking in one sentence. And honestly, that's also how people fix habits, careers, burnout, even their own mental health. The brain doesn't really care what the system is. It just looks for where the chain breaks. Trait number 3. They stay uncomfortable longer than most people. This one is huge. Because almost everybody starts trying. Very few people keep going after frustration shows up. You know the moment. 10 minutes into trying to fix something, and suddenly your brain becomes extremely inspirational. This is pointless. You're wasting time. This is why professionals exist. You should have just ordered a new one. And honestly, modern life makes quitting incredibly easy. One click, next day shipping, problem avoided. But people who fix things usually have a higher frustration threshold. Not because they're emotionless robots. They get annoyed too. They just don't obey frustration immediately. And that's a massive psychological difference. Research on emotional regulation shows that successful problem solvers create a pause between emotion and reaction. Instead of, "This feels difficult, therefore I stop," their brain learns, "This feels difficult, keep looking." And weirdly enough, many of these people grew up in situations where replacement wasn't always possible. Broken chair? Fix it. Broken bike? Fix it. Broken shelf? Figure it out. For some families, frustration wasn't a dramatic emotional event. It was just Tuesday. And over time, the brain adapted. What began as necessity slowly became confidence. Trait number 4. Their ego doesn't interfere with learning. This one might sting a little. When was the last time you pretended you understood something because admitting confusion felt embarrassing? Yeah, everybody does this, and it's one of the biggest reasons people stop learning. Ego hates being a beginner because beginners look slow, awkward, clueless. But people who fix things, they're usually surprisingly comfortable saying, "I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing." And then they learn anyway. They'll spend 40 minutes watching tutorials. They'll ask dumb questions. They'll fail publicly, and they don't collapse emotionally because of it. Carol Dweck, Stanford psychologist and author of Mindset, spent years researching this exact pattern. Her conclusion was simple. People who believe abilities can improve through effort persist much longer. Because for them, "I don't know yet" feels temporary. For everybody else, "I don't know" feels personal. And honestly, this trait improves relationships too. People without defensive egos apologize faster, learn faster, adapt faster, listen better. Turns out, the same mindset that helps people fix appliances also helps them fix their life. Trait number 5. Their brain builds pattern memory. Okay, remember earlier when I mentioned neuroscience? Here's the payoff. Your brain is constantly collecting patterns. Every failed attempt, every success, every weird noise from a broken appliance, every mistake. Nothing gets wasted. Neuroscientist Jeff Hawkins describes the brain as a prediction machine. It's always asking, "What does this situation remind me of?" That's why experienced mechanics can hear one strange sound and immediately say, "Yeah, that's probably the fuel pump." To everyone else, it's just car making sad noises. But their brain already recognizes the pattern. And here's the important part. This ability is trainable. Nobody starts with pattern recognition. They build it, slowly, one mistake at a time. Which means every time you try to solve something, even unsuccessfully, your brain is still learning. Failure is not wasted effort, it's data collection. And honestly, that idea alone would reduce anxiety for a lot of people. Trait number 6. Fixing things creates a special kind of confidence. This part goes deeper than people realize. Most modern work feels abstract. Emails, meetings, notifications, tabs open inside existential despair. You work all day and sometimes still feel like nothing real happened. But fixing something physical feels different. You can literally see the result. The shelf stands up. The light turns on. The faucet stops dripping, and your brain loves that. Researchers who study craftsmanship have found that working with your hands creates a unique sense of competence and emotional stability. Because physical action reconnects people to reality, you stop feeling passive, you stop feeling helpless. You realize, oh, I can actually affect the world around me. And honestly, in modern life, that feeling is becoming rare. Here's the part that really matters. A lot of people secretly believe, I'm just not one of those people. Not handy enough, not smart enough, not practical enough. But most of that belief was learned somewhere. Maybe you got criticized for making mistakes as a kid. Maybe nobody taught you how to experiment safely. Maybe failure always felt embarrassing instead of normal. So eventually, your brain learned, better not touch anything. But here's the truth. These traits are not genetic superpowers. They're psychological habits, and habits can change. Your brain is adaptable. Every time you stay with frustration a little longer, you change it. Every time you say, I'll figure this out, instead of, I can't, you change it. Every time you try something unfamiliar instead of avoiding it, you change it. Slowly, quietly, but permanently. And eventually, something shifts. Problems stop feeling like threats. They start feeling solvable. And honestly, that might be one of the most useful skills a person can develop. Because the psychology of fixing things is also the psychology of fixing your life. If this video connected with you, leave a like and subscribe. And now, I want to ask you something. Are you one of those people who can fix almost anything? Or are you usually the person calling someone else for help? And do you know anyone like that in real life? The type of person who somehow stays calm, figures things out, and fixes problems everybody else avoids? Tell me in the comments. I'm really curious what kind of people watch these videos.
See you in the next video.